Love rocking chairs. Namaste, everyone. ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Wednesday evening. It's 8:22 p.m. Mountain Time here in Denver, Colorado, and I'm just finishing up with working with clients. It's been a busy day. It's been a very busy day. You might be saying to yourself, well, Christian, why is it a busy day? What makes this Wednesday different than all other Wednesdays? Hugo, Namaste. Amanda, Namaste. Or you might be saying to yourself, Christian, who cares how busy you are on this Wednesday? That's fair, right? We're always interested more in our own stuff than in other people's stuff. Unless the person has a gigantic heart chakra and then they are actually caring more for other people than they are for themselves. So think of a saint. It's actually interesting. My teacher, Grandmaster Cho Kokusui, says the difference between a saint and a savage is the development. I take that back because he's talking about two different things. The difference between a saint, Maria, Namaste, and a tyrant is the development of the heart. Linda, Namaste. That's the difference between a saint and a tyrant is the development of the heart, meaning both of them have mastered the virtue of constancy of aim and effort and non-laziness, meaning they're focused on one thing. The saint is focused on service to others. The tyrant is focused on service to oneself, gaining power, gaining control, gaining authority, gaining property, right? So they both mastered constancy of aim and effort and non-laziness, but the saint has mastered the heart, and the tyrant is still working on that. So tonight's topic, for those of you logging in for the very first time, and I'm really digging doing my live streams from my little office area because it's a comfortable chair, got my little feet up, rocking back and forth. I don't know about you, but I love rocking. My dad used to rock me as a kid. I used to rock my son all the time. I don't listen to rock that much, but when it comes to rocking chairs, I'm all about it. Anyways, have you ever noticed that when you're about to go on vacation or you're about to go out of town, you're 10 times busier than you are at any other time, and you're also 10 times more effective than you are at any other point in time? Like the things that you can get done in a 12-hour period right before you're going out of town or right before you're going on vacation are like you're like, where did all this energy come from? Where did all this creativity come from? Where did all this ability to make things happen come from? Christy, Namaste. And so I've noticed that because tomorrow morning I'm leaving for the weekend to do the annual Arhatic Yoga retreat on the East Coast in Mahwah, New Jersey. So I'm leaving tomorrow morning, very, very early in the morning. And then I'm going to be coming back Monday night. So, 4 days, 5 days, whatever, 5 days, something like that. And the amount of work that I've had to get done working with clients, doing some project that I'm working on specifically before the retreat, and all the little errands that I've had to run around town, I'm surprised I was able to get all of it done except for one thing. Now, I don't want you throwing anything at me. Don't be putting any dirty comments in the section below, but I have not written today's newsletter. Yes, I know. For over 4 years now, I've been writing a newsletter every Wednesday night. And of those 4 years, I've missed 3 Wednesdays. One I missed entirely. I didn't even do it that week. And then the other 2, because of internet connection and something else, I forget what it was, I wasn't able to submit the newsletter. Joe, Namaste, I wasn't able to submit the newsletter on that Wednesday. But balancing out severity, balancing out mercy, balancing out loving kindness and self-care, I could stay up for the next 2 hours, still not get other things I have to get done for packing and all that. Writing the newsletter, how could you? Throwing me under the bus. Why, Hugo? So I could stay up for another 2 hours in addition to the other things I have to get done, writing the newsletter, etc. Or I could just write the newsletter later. Don't worry, you'll still get value, you'll still get nuggets, you'll still get that feed. And that's why I do these streams every single day, right? Before we were doing the, years ago we did the streams every day, and sometimes the streams went for 45 to 60 plus minutes, which is pretty intense to have a stream. And we had a whole bunch of people would be busting out. Patty, I'm a namaste, good to have you on as usual. We'd have people jump on and they'd be throwing out these high level questions about the higher soul, about karma, about how to be more prosperous using energy healing, healing cuts, healing relationships, improving our sex life, all these different things when we were doing the streams regularly on Periscope, and then Facebook Live was relatively new at that point. But man, we were mixing it up hard. And then, for various reasons, we cut back from every single day, and we did streams about once a week. But this year, for 2019, we have not missed one day of the live streams. Because I think it helps people. The reason I want to do it every day is because A, Ashley, bring in the heat, Namaste. The thing I noticed is I follow a lot of guys on YouTube, all different kinds of guys, personal development, success guys, money guys, political guys, all kinds of guys, right? Mostly guys. And I realized the ones that are the most successful and the ones that most anchor themselves in my awareness are the guys who post every single day. So, if I'm here to add value to you guys and to improve the quality of your lives through the teachings of my teacher, Grandmaster Choa, in energy healing meditation and practical spirituality, it makes sense to do it every single day, right? So everyone can get their fix of these topics, and they can go, you know what? This stuff is starting to make sense. This stuff is starting to like enter my brain, and I'm starting to assimilate it into my life. Mini, I'm a namaste. There's a tenet that Grandmaster Choa Koksui has about learning: to know, to remember, to practice, and to master. 4 principles: to know, to remember, to practice, and master. A facilitator, a teacher, an instructor, their job is to give you the knowledge, the know-how, and then remind you constantly of that knowledge. Hey, did you do your meditation today? Hey, did you do your purification today? Have you done super brain yoga today? Have you done your salt bath today? Right? Oh, you don't remember how to do a salt bath? Oh, let me bring you back to the knowledge. Here's the knowledge, and then I'll remind you of the knowledge. Right? So that's what an instructor does, a teacher does, a mentor does, a guru does, is they give you the knowledge, they remind you of that knowledge. That's why I'm going to the annual Arhatic Yoga Retreat to be taught and reminded by the master pranic healers of, hey Christian, you haven't been doing this technique properly. Hey Christian, have you thought about this? Hey Christian, remember we talked about this 7 years ago? Have you been practicing that from 7 years ago? No? Well, I'm reminding you now. Right? And then the other 2 aspects, I can't really do that weird thing with my fingers. The other 2 aspects that we have to focus on is practicing and mastering. Practicing and mastering. That's our job. Right? So we talked about this in the newsletter a couple weeks ago, that the teacher points to the path, and then it's our responsibility to tread that path, to walk that path, to do the things necessary, to do our meditation practices, to do our service, to do our tithing, to do our character building, because nobody can do that for us, right? So the reason we do these streams each and every day is an opportunity to constantly expose you to these teachings, expose you to the energy, expose you to the mental knowledge, expose you to the understanding, expose you to the how it makes you feel. And then it's your job to practice it. You're welcome, Minnie. It's your job to practice it, right? I can't meditate for you. I can't sit down and do Twin Hearts for you. In my Twin Hearts meditation, I bless you. I bless the entire planet, because that's the protocol, right? In the Twin Hearts meditation. And you ultimately are the one receiving the benefits by practicing the meditation. You don't practice the meditation, you don't receive the benefits. Just like if you go to the gym and you watch other people work out and get in shape, You don't get in shape through osmosis. You don't get in shape by watching them, right? So it's not any different than on the spiritual path. Nobody can walk your spiritual path but you. Nobody can force you to do the right thing. They can influence you to do the right thing. They can also influence you to do the wrong thing. But at the end of the day, you are 100%. I know this is a stretch. Believe me, I'm still working on this. But if you think about it, you realize it's a truth. You are 100% responsible and in control of what you think, what you say, and what you do. Try meditating on that for a few weeks. I'm 100% responsible for what I think, for what I say, and what I do. If that were true, what does that mean for my life? Think about it. It's intense, right? If you really embody that and you spend time developing awareness and understanding around just that alone, forget all the other esoteric practices, right? If you just come to the awareness, understanding, and the deeper realization that you are 100% responsible for what you're thinking every moment of the day, what's coming out of your mouth every moment of the day, and what you're doing with your body every moment of the day, that in and of itself will bring you to enlightenment. I remember many, many years ago when I first moved to Denver and was working with a new client, and she bought a package. I think she bought 2 packages from me. And I remember in the early part of our healing sessions, I was giving her homework, just like I kind of give you guys homework on the streams, or if you work with me one-on-one, you will definitely get homework. And I remember giving her homework, and for 2 weeks in a row, I would follow up with her and I said, "How's the homework doing? How are you doing on the homework?" And she would stop and she would say, "Do you have anything more advanced? Like a more powerful practice or more powerful technique?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Have you done the homework?" And she goes, "No, I haven't done the homework." And I said, "Well, the homework that I gave you was at your level of development that was manageable and easily digestible for you, right? Why would I give you harder, more advanced homework that you're not going to do?" Right? And it was funny because she had a blind spot around it. So then when I shared that insight with her, a light bulb, metaphorically, went off in her head. And she's like, "You know what? That's a good point." And then she started doing her homework. The homework that we gave her originally. So if you're not able to handle the little task, you're not going to be able to handle the intermediate task, and you're definitely not going to be able to handle the advanced task. Just like going back to our gym analogy. If you go to the gym and you see someone else bench pressing 300 pounds, and you're like, "I can totally do that," but you've never bench pressed over 100 pounds, you got to start where you're at. Not that you can't aspire to the 300 pounds, but you got to start at 100, then 110. Diego, Atma Namaste. Start at 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, etc. Right? Until eventually getting up to 300. Pat, Atma Namaste. So the point I'm making is, with the spiritual path, is we always want, this is what I've noticed, and I think I was at this stage many times in my development, is that you're like, "I want the more advanced technique. Give me this super duper jacked up powerful technique that's, if I practice that, it's gonna do it all for me." Are you aware of your thoughts right now? Kind of. Well, how about you practice being aware of your thoughts? It sounds so simple, right? It sounds so elementary, maybe even kindergarten. But if you can understand how important it is to be aware of your thoughts, because your thoughts determine what you say, determine how you feel, and determine what you do. Have you ever done something before that was really stupid? Why did you do that thing? After you did the stupid thing, what did you say to your friend or your, group that you were with? I don't know why I did that. I must not have been thinking. It's not that you weren't thinking, it's that you were not aware of the thoughts that you were thinking. Do you see the difference? So we always want super duper advanced techniques on the spiritual path. Give me the most powerful meditation. Give me the most powerful blessing or Shaktipat or whatever, right? Are you even aware of what you're thinking? Most people aren't. It happens to me all the time. I have to constantly keep bringing my awareness back to the self. Christian, what are you thinking right now? Hey, Christian, you're listening to this person. Wait a minute. Now you're interjecting your own thoughts, trying to figure out an argument to counterpoint what this person is saying. Wait a minute. You're not listening. Go back to listening. Listen to what they're saying. Don't only listen to what they're saying, but listen to the essence in between the words that they're using. Okay. Right? Does this make sense? Stilling yourself, being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your words, and being aware of your actions. And then here's another one. Practicing awareness on what your thoughts, your words, and your actions are doing to other people. I'll leave you guys with this. This is going to be a stretch. It's going to, shake you up a little bit. But my goal is to, every single night that we do these streams, or every day we do these streams, is I want to open up a little bit more in your consciousness, a little bit more in your awareness, a little bit more understanding, right? To hopefully give you a bigger picture of what's possible for your life. So, I'm a pretty loud guy, in general. As my body has gotten older, and as I've developed more awareness, my loudness has gone down and down and down. If you knew me 5 years ago, you'd be like, dude, you need to relax a little bit. Leela, namaste. You need to relax a little bit, right? But as I've gotten older, as I've matured, as I've developed, as I've relaxed a little bit at who and what I am, not so loud, right? So loud, you have no idea. Watch older videos of me on Periscope or on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, I was going to the hot springs. There's many hot springs in Colorado, and I was going to the hot springs with a friend of mine during a holiday. Who was that laughing? I was going to a hot springs with a friend of mine during a holiday in Colorado. This is like 2 years ago. And for the holiday, there were so many cars that were waiting to get into the hot springs. Like, there was no parking anywhere, and it was like an hour and a half long, right? An hour and a half long, right? Super intense, which I've never had to wait at this hot springs before. So I see all these people parked. What am I typically gonna do? A little bored. Want to mix it up a little bit, get people all jacked up, right? So I start making jokes, and I'm being loud, right? Loud like I used to be loud. And all of a sudden, like, I'm super loud, and I can feel something of all the different cars. Like, I can feel everyone getting worked up. And I'm like, that's really weird. So my friend said to me, she goes, do you know, she's good at seeing energy. She goes, do you know what you're doing to the auras of all the people that are sitting in these cars? Jenny, I'm a namaste. And I was like, no. So she's like, look, meaning clairvoyantly, like energetically look. Look at what you're doing to these people's auras. And I observed it. And I was blown away by what I saw, that my words, even though I was being funny, as I perceived it, even though I was being funny and joking and teasing, right, everybody around me except one person, everybody around me was agitated. There's solar plexus, right, where we have our lower negative emotions and our lower positive emotions. The solar plexus chakra of everybody except one person was agitated. So this whole time I thought I was being funny, I was being cute, I was teasing, right, mixing it up. No, not the case. Not the case. But with greater awareness through that ability that could be developed, it's a skill like anything else, through that and reflecting, I realized I have to be more aware of my thoughts, which determine my words, which determine my actions, right? So that was a big aha for me. That was like, interesting. I had no idea. Even you guys, because I've been doing these streams long enough, I have to be sensitive to the energies of everyone who's connecting and realize, oh, I said that, everyone kind of got little squirrely, little pulled away, right? And then when I say X, Y, and Z, everyone opens up, everyone has a good time, everyone relaxes. So it's this constant calibrating the energy and the communication that we have with each other. And this took me a long time to get proficient at. I wouldn't say I'm a master by any stretch of the imagination, but it's taken me a long time to get to this point of awareness. So again, awareness, as Master Cho would say, without awareness, there's no inner transformation. So I didn't have the awareness that my jokiness was causing people injury and irritation. So I was generating negative karma that was going to come back to me in the form of irritation. Make sense? Now that I have the awareness, I practice more loving kindness, more compassion, more understanding, more stillness, and I talk much, much less. And when I do talk, it's not so loud. Does it make sense? Is this sinking in for you beautiful people? So that's what I wanted to jump on, connect with you guys. I'm going to be probably doing the live stream tomorrow morning at the airport because I always like mixing it up at the airport. That's always fun to do streams at the airport because people are like, who is this person and what are they talking about? Siddharth, Atmanamaste, welcome. So that doesn't mean I'm not available for healing. I'm doing healings in the middle of the week for the month of March because I'm going to be out of town pretty much every weekend, but in the middle of the week I'll be home to do healings. So my calendar is tighter than usual. That being said, if you are in need of healing, go to ChristianRLong.com/services. I just did a healing on a former client. Him and I haven't connected for 2 years. Great to hear from him, great to connect with him, and to see what he's been up to, and to help him go from where he is now to where he wants to be in the fastest time possible. So if you need healing, ChristianRLong.com/services. And if you have any questions or topic requests that you would like to know more about, keep in mind, spirituality is a pretty big, broad topic. There's a lot of things we can talk about. So throw something out there. If I feel that it'll be beneficial for the group and be in alignment with what we're talking about, I'll throw it out there. So, do you guys have any questions or comments now before I do a salt bath? Gotta do a salt bath at the end of the day of healings. Clean up the energy body. And there's always a 10 to 15 second delay on Facebook. You're welcome, Linda. My pleasure. You beautiful soul. I don't know if I'm going to see you at the retreat or not. Anywho, that's it, guys. Have an amazing, phenomenal, off-the-chain, unimaginably amazing Wednesday night, week, and life. This is ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant. Atma. Namaste. Bye-bye. Talk to you guys later.